Roy Williams is retiring after 33 seasons as a head coach in NCAA basketball. And that leaves, one would say, a plum job wide open. You know, Roy's been on this show. I think we had him on after the passing of Stuart Scott to talk about that. And Stu loved the man, and obviously he was a big North Carolina guy. And then for Roy, you know, to make his mark in Kansas and then come back and, in a way, save the program as it was, spinning its wheels in the few iterations after Dean Smith. And so he got North Carolina back on championship footing, and that footing has slipped a bit lately. And he is retiring. The question is who takes the job?
Big time job, man.
I'm hearing, I'm seeing some names on Twitter. One of them is Hubert Davis.
Oh, okay.
And
alumni.
Yeah. I mean, again, that's the way people are going. I think Michigan started showing this thing. Obviously, Georgetown went with Patrick Ewing. It's nothing, new. Patrick Ewing in Georgetown. Chris Mullen wound up at St. John. At St. John's. And, we could go on and on and on. So it makes sense, Hubert Davis. Why do I keep hearing the name Brad Stevens for college jobs? The Butler coach who has been dynamite in Boston. And he said his name was associated with the Indiana job that went to Mike Woodson.
Yep. Mike Woodson. That was kind of out of nowhere.
Well,
even though he's an alum too, he played on the 76 team.
He's an alum, and what people had a problem with that in Indiana is that Mike Woodson's never been a college coach, and now the transfer portal this year is going to be insane. I mean, with the extra year of eligibility that has been afforded players because of COVID-19,
right.
That you need to know what college basketball is all about. And Jawan clearly knows what college basketball is all about, even though he was a head coach in college basketball. Then he got someone like Phil Martelli to sit on the bench with him.
I think
what is it? Is it because the Celtics are not,
I think, yes. I think that has a lot to do with it.
Championship quality year in and year out right now?
No, I think a lot of it has to do with this season in particular. Brad's done a good job getting this team to the Eastern Finals a few years. Battled through some big-time injuries. Of course, Kyrie and Gordon Hayward were out, and they went on a run anyway. And then this year, there were all kinds of expectations, with Tatum and Brown expected to make a big leap, Kemba coming back healthy, and it has been a disaster. It's been terrible. They've looked uninterested. They've looked coasting at times, can't rebound, lackadaisical, clutch play, can't make a clutch play, and we're 500. And we just got beat again last night by Dallas. And so I think because of that, people might think, maybe Brad's looking for a way out. Let's dangle some of these big jobs, Indiana, North Carolina, and see if he'll bite. I don't think he's going to.
He said he loves it up there. His kids love it up there.
I would be stunned if he left.
He called himself a masshole.
Which I appreciate.
I know. He talks the language.
He speaks the language now. And I hope Brad's the coach in Boston forever. But things can go sideways pretty quickly, as we've seen.
I don't know. I know I said this, why would you want to take a job in the NBA when he's got it made in the shade already right there on his campus and what have you, but why, I don't see anybody leaving the NBA to go to college ever again.
I mean, John Calipari did it.
Well, Calipari went from the NBA back to college because he's a college coach. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's why would somebody who has made it in the NBA, which Stevens has more than Calipari did.
Absolutely.
Right? So
he goes,
why would you go back? I don't understand.
Especially kind of like what we were talking about pre-show. You got to go back and you got to deal with the shoe companies and the AAU coaches and the transfer portal and the recruiting. And why would you do that? Why would you put yourself through all of that?
I don't know. For what? North Carolina? I mean, does he have any connection?
Exactly, that he has no connection to.
By the way, though, if you're going to make that move, then going to North Carolina is one of the few places I could see somebody wanting to do that.
Totally.
It would have to be a school of that stature.
I mean, they're the top 5 all time for college basketball.
I get it.
But also you have to realize these schools, like with Juwan and Patrick, I think they want that sense of like pride of like, this is our alma mater. We have traditions. We want to teach these traditions to the next generation, and who better than someone who's come through our ranks.
And that's kind of a name that you're seeing trending right now, Jerry Stackhouse for the UNC job.
I think you're basically going to see guys who were successful at their alma maters and who have some sort of acumen on this, although not pounding the pavement and paying all your dues and all of that stuff, but going from small ball up to a certain level. I think you're going to see more and more of this.
I'm sorry, you said you do think so?
No, I do think so. I do think you're going to see more and more of like, where's Stackhouse coached? I just don't know that off the top of my head.
I think he was coaching in the G League.
That's all you need.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely been on an NBA bench as well.
And plus, you need to have somebody, and that was the problem with Mike Woodson's hiring. Who came on? Was Weber yesterday?
Jerry Stackhouse is a Vanderbilt coach.
Okay, so done. Honestly, I mean, especially since it was Weber who came on the show yesterday and said, is Mike Woodson going to hire somebody who's going to tell the players what he used to be? Juwan could just stroll in and say, this is who I am. This is who I was, and you know who I was. You idolized me growing up. Stackhouse is a name I think a lot of players would know in North Carolina. I don't know. Look, all I'm saying is I don't think Brad Stevens is leaving the Celtics.
I don't think so either.
For North Carolina basketball. That would be a shocker to me. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.